here with Ricky Jones. Now, if you've been following this show or the news the last little bit, you know that the University of Louisville has had scandal after scandal. Ricky Jones is a professor and a department chair at the University of Louisville, so we thought having him here be good to talk about it. And Ricky, we know this has been 2 straight years of all kinds of stuff. As of today going forward, where is the University of Louisville, and is it at least headed in the right direction?
No, I think it's in a terrible place. I mean, as we talked about before, this certainly could be a time when people who are just concerned with sports would look at Louisville and take it as a chance to kind of celebrate. But even people who support the school really need to understand the things beyond sports. I think from leadership all the way from the top all the way down, it's incredibly problematic there right now.
You and I used to talk when you first started doing the show, and I said that there was a culture, and of course I know the athletic side more, but it was also, I thought with the president, just this culture of sort of winning at all costs, but not just in athletics, building the most buildings, you know, just sort of, it was a money-obsessed culture, which I think is not what a university should be its primary goal. Do you think I was right or wrong about that?
I think that you were not incorrect, but you were incomplete. I think Louisville is one of the most blatant examples of that right now, but it's a problem that is permeating higher education. I don't think these are schools anymore right now. I think they're kind of fronts for the moneyed interests that are behind the scenes. And that troubles me. You know, so when we have a situation where I have to struggle to get an assistant professor who has a PhD paid $55,000, and then you see the millions of dollars being thrown around at this school and others, it's troubling. You know, when you see a situation like with the Board of Trustees at the University of Louisville, and that's why I said the problem runs so deep, where the governor comes in and eviscerates the Board of Trustees and illegally appoints a board of his own, one man at one time. The accrediting agency of the region comes in and puts the school on probation because of political interference. And then the state legislators go back and retroactively change the law to make what the governor did legal. And the state Supreme Court says, well, yeah, what the governor did was wrong, but because they changed the law, the point is moot. You know, starting from there, you have incredible
there are people
problems.
who would say, and I agree with you, I think what he did was incorrect, but there are people who are arguing, this is a little tougher, and say that without that board change, would not this same stuff have gone on and still be going on? What's your response to that?
It's a false argument. It's a false argument. What the governor did was to say that the former board was dysfunctional because there were people who were asking questions, and people needed to ask questions.
And it was split in half. I mean, it's worth noting that the other board was literally split 50-50 with people who supported the president and didn't.
Right, but people then would say that we're dysfunctional, right? When we have serious questions and we have legitimate debates and disagreements on issues of the day, they would say we're dysfunctional, where really those types of disagreements lead to greater understanding. I think the University of Louisville has a problem with transparency. I think the University of Louisville has a problem with openness as far as competence right now.
That's clear, but why? I mean, I guess part of what I want to get at are the former president is out. They bring in a new president. I believe you have problems with this president. Am I correct? If you don't, I don't mean to put you on the spot.
No, I mean, look, let me put it to you like this, because this goes back to the athletics argument. I do have a problem with anybody where you have a situation, and I have a problem with a system where a man can go by the president's suite, okay? A person who is on the foundation's board, where we've had all kinds of problems with the foundation board at the university.
Yes.
A guy can go by a suite at a football game and admit publicly, say, I did not go there for a job interview.
And he became athletic director.
I went there to have a beer, and he leaves as the athletics director.
That is amazing. I mean, that is an amazing admission.
Not only that happens, but you have a system right now, an ecosystem that is so blatant that somebody would be comfortable enough to admit that. We have higher standards. We will send a person who is applying for a janitorial position through more. So when you see things like that happening, okay, there is no way you're going to have faith in the Board of Trustees. You're not going to have faith in the president. You're not going to have faith in
So how do you change this? I mean, there was this notion. This was my notion. Let me be honest. Get rid of Ramsey, get rid of Jurich, get rid of Patino, usher in a new era. Do you think the problem is deeper than any of these people? And if so, how do you fix it?
I think it's worse now, okay? If there were problems, I think it's worse right now. When you have a board of trustees appointed by one man at one time, and the politics of this governor are not friendly to higher education, and we as a faculty, most of us, see that board as basically a group of parrots for the governor, that they are parrots and puppets for him, who do not understand higher ed. Look, they're sending us through all kinds of hoops and loops just to take sabbaticals right now. And this is what's going on. So
What is the morale of the faculty right now?
very low. The morale of the faculty is
What is the morale of the students?
the students, thankfully, most of the students aren't engaged in it, but the University of Louisville, I don't call it U of L right now. I call it U of Hell.
You call it U of Hell.
I think it's U of Hell right now. And I do not see a path to that school maintaining a valid reputation or a positive direction if things that are going on right now stay in place.
That's a very strong statement.
Well, I'll just
Is it
tell
to
the
the
truth.
point that you would think about leaving?
Yes.
Well, all right. Well, Ricky, thank you very much.